Hi, my name is Brittany Gear. I am co-founder of Gear Financial and Gear Insurance. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to conquer debt. So basically more importantly, how to pay off credit cards. So I actually want to be real dramatic in this video. And actually, yes, I have American Express. I'm cutting up my American Express card because I'm a big believer. First of all, we were taught, or maybe we weren't taught at all, how to use credit cards, what to use them for. If you're going to use credit cards, I would say to do it in a way where you're leveraging. And in this video, I'm not going to talk about that. Instead, I'm going to talk about how to pay off your credit card debts. One thing that we don't realize, and we fail to even read and understand, is we never read that long agreement that anybody sends us, whether it's us buying something or us getting a credit card. There's like 100 pages worth of jargon that we don't understand, but in that jargon, you see what your APR is with a credit card. And a lot of these credit cards, they're gonna give you a 20%, 21%, 26% APR, which basically what that is that's the percentage for the interest. So what we fail to realize is we'll max these cards out, we'll have a balance, it'll carry over to the next month, maybe the next year, just because you guys you're just so far behind. But when it comes to a credit card, you want to make sure that you're being smart. You want to make sure that you're paying it off. Of course, having credit cards is a good thing because it shows that you are, responsible, reliable. It shows that you can carry debt and pay it off if you're doing it in the proper manner. But in this video, I'm not going to talk about how to properly get a good credit score. In this video, I'm going to talk about how do you pay off debt, pay off bad debt especially. So I'm not a huge advocate of throwing out names and saying that, I refer this type of person, this person's great, but I definitely do like the Dave Ramsey approach when it comes to conquering your credit card debt. And basically what he uses is the snowball effect. So that's how I am in terms when I read his book, I already knew how my style of conquering credit card debt and debt in general. How I like to do is I like to write out the smallest amount to the largest amount. And I like to win, I like to feel gains, I like to feel like I'm accomplishing something. So I like to target the smaller amount first so I could bang that out. And look, I could already give myself a pat on the back for paying off that amount. But as I'm paying off that amount, I'm putting as much money as I possibly can to that credit card. All my other credit cards, so let's say you have 5 credit cards. I don't know how many you have. I'm just saying in general. I don't have 5 credit cards, but actually I could. I don't know. But like I said, do it in order from lowest to the most. And as I'm throwing as much money as I can to the little amount, I'm paying at least the minimum balance on the other credit cards that are holding a balance. Now, I say at least because you want to make sure that you're making some type of payment, because you don't want it to show in your credit report that you're not making consistent payments. You always want to make consistent payments, and if you can only do the bare minimum at the time, then fine, then do it. Usually what I did was, as I'm throwing as much money at that little amount, I'm throwing at least $100, but usually double the amount of the minimum balance. So if, let's say the minimum balance is $20, I was throwing $100 at it. Let's say the minimum balance was $150. With my Bank of America, my minimum balance was $150. I was trying to throw at least $150 at that amount. I want to make sure that I'm keeping a solid, consistent record. Just because, let's say if you're applying for a car loan, let's say you're applying for a house, let's say you're applying for another credit card or something that you're applying for, and they have to look at your credit. I understand you can't pay that amount all at once, but at least if you see a consistent record that you're paying on time, you're paying the amount, you're doing what you need to do, you will look attractive when it comes time to want to get that loan for the car or the house or things of that nature. So one thing that I do like is I like the Dave Ramsey snowball effect. I think it's very effective. I've used it in the past. I'm not going to sit here and preach and say I'm perfect Brittany, where I didn't have debt and all this stuff, and I'll actually break down my debt eventually. and show you actually what I went through and my journey. But in terms of my strategy, that's what I do. I make sure to list it out. I put it in my notes. I actually put it on a wall that I'll see every day, so I know to focus, that I have to focus on this. I need to make sure that I'm not eating out or spending excess money, because I know I have a goal and I want to make it. So aside from using that strategy, I think the biggest thing is having a goal. And not only is having a goal important, I also think telling people about your goals is important, because they're gonna hold you accountable to making sure that you hit those goals. So my accountability partner is my mom. She will basically get me on track, make sure I'm focused and things like that. But if it's your friend, if it's your spouse, your significant other, a professor, teacher, whatever, just always have an accountability partner, honestly, for anything that you do, because they're gonna keep you on your toes and they're gonna be like, hey, how's that going? And then it's like, you could either sit there and, oh, it's going great and blah, blah, or you could be like, oh, you know what? I need to focus on that more. And it gives you some level of insight of what you could be doing better. So when it comes to knocking out your debt, you wanna make sure you set goals, realistic goals, timely goals of when these credit cards will be done. I am very weird. I hate holding credit card balances, especially if it's not bringing me money. Just think about it. On average, I don't know on average how many credit cards people have, but let's say you have 5 credit cards, and let's say the minimum balance is $50, right? So that's $250 that's going towards your credit cards alone. That's not talking about if you have a car loan, that's not talking about, all your other bills, you know what I mean? And $50 is the minimum. Sometimes people hold a balance where they have to pay $200 or $300. There's people that I know that have to pay $1,000 a month because they took out a personal loan or they took out a credit card to help them with their financial situation. But imagine if you was taking that $1,000 and investing it or saving it or putting it somewhere else where it's gonna benefit you in your future or even in the present. We gotta make sure that we have to stop putting money in these creditors' pockets. And I'm gonna actually talk about a video of how these creditors get paid from our debt. And unfortunately, it's the game of life, game of America, but people are making so much money off of you, especially with the interest. And we need to make sure that we're keeping as much money in our pocket. They don't call me B-Money Brit for no reason. I want to make sure that we keep as much money in your pocket, you're investing as much, you're paying less in taxes, you're paying less in fees. And the best way to do it before investing or doing anything with your money, I really think that you should pay off your debt, especially the debt that's not bringing in money. And what I mean by that is, for example, there's people that leverage their credit cards to buy a rental property. That's cool because by you leveraging your credit card to get that rental property, it's bringing you income, so you're gonna be able to pay that off. But I'm talking about buying electronic or clothes on credit card, and it's not doing anything for you. It's just there. I guess it makes you feel nice, but that'll be a video for another day. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to have a consultation with me, the link is right below. I would be happy to talk to you about your current financial situation to see if we can get you on a better track or if there's something that you could be doing better. Also, if you are interested in life insurance, the website is right below. You could actually click down there, get a quote without even talking to me. Of course, I'll follow up with you to make sure everything is okay if you have any questions and see if I can assist you there. But again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click the like button. I think it's on this side. Make sure you subscribe to my page, and peace out.